Courtrooms are supposed to be places of truth, evidence, and accountability. But some defendants apparently thought that no excuse was too ridiculous if delivered with enough confidence. Today, we're diving into 25 of the dumbest excuses people actually tried in court. From cosmic driving permits to psychic battles, these stories prove that some people think absurdity beats honesty. Buckle up. Some of these will leave you laughing and shaking your head. Number 25. Time dilation made me speed. A speeding defendant claimed he wasn't actually going fast. He argued that he had developed a personal time dilation field through meditation. According to him, while his speedometer read 85 miles per hour, he was traveling at a safe 45 microhours in normal time. He offered to demonstrate in court, but the judge declined and imposed the full fine, proving that meditation doesn't stop reality. Number 24. Possessed by a drunk spirit. A woman charged with public intoxication claimed she wasn't drunk. She was possessed by a ghost of a drunk person who had died nearby. The spirit, she argued, forced her to drink against her will. She requested an exorcism instead of jail time and offered her spiritual advisor's contact info. The judge wasn't impressed and sentenced her to community service, far from restless spirits. Number 23. Conducting a psychology experiment. A shoplifting defendant claimed he wasn't stealing, but conducting a college research study on retail security systems. He said taking items without paying was legitimate research and that he planned to return everything. His proposal, scribbled on a napkin with crayons, wasn't convincing. The judge imposed fines, noting legitimate research requires permission from participants, not napkin experiments. Number 22. I am a sovereign citizen of the universe. A defendant charged with driving without a license argued that traffic laws didn't apply because she was a cosmic citizen. Her handmade driving permit, covered in glitter and star stickers, supposedly proved interplanetary authorization. The judge disagreed and required her to obtain a real license. Earthly rules still apply, no matter your cosmic rank. Number 21. The noise came from another dimension. A noise violation defendant claimed loud music wasn't from his property. It came from a dimensional portal transmitting sounds from an alternate reality. He insisted he was a victim too and offered to show the rift. The judge suggested reporting dimensional portals to authorities and imposed a fine that existed firmly in this reality. Number 20. I was shadow boxing my inner demons. Facing assault charges, a man insisted he wasn't hitting anyone. He was shadow boxing with his inner demons. The victim, he claimed, accidentally walked into a therapeutic spiritual combat session. He offered a demonstration, but the judge declined and reminded him, inner demons should be battled in private spaces, not on unsuspecting civilians. Number 19. I was borrowing jewelry for a past life session. A theft defendant claimed she wasn't stealing jewelry. She needed it for a past life regression session to channel her Egyptian royal identity. Documentation from her past life therapist was offered as proof. The judge noted reincarnation rights aren't recognized in modern law and ordered restitution based on current ownership. Number 18. Alien mind control made me break in. Charged with breaking and entering, a defendant claimed he was sleepwalking under alien mind control. Extraterrestrials supposedly forced him to commit crimes while he slept. The judge suggested contacting NASA for verification and imposed sentencing to ensure he stayed conscious. Apparently, aliens aren't a valid legal defense. Number 17. I was telepathically talking to my cat. A traffic defendant insisted she wasn't texting while driving. She was telepathically communicating with her sick cat. Thumb movements on her phone were part of the telepathic transmission process. The judge recommended traditional veterinary care and imposed fines that couldn't be paid with psychic energy. Number 16. I was digging for historical treasure. A vandal argued his property damage was justified. He was conducting an archaeological excavation to uncover buried treasure. He presented a hand-drawn historical treasure map as the evidence. The judge reminded him that excavations require permits and imposed restitution. Unfortunately for him, treasure hunting isn't exempt from property law. Number 15. My dance was a constitutional protest. A public disturbance defendant claimed her loud interpretive dance was protected political speech. Each movement, she argued, conveyed constitutional significance. The judge acknowledged artistic expression, but emphasized public safety and noise ordinances, imposing community service in quieter venues. Art is free, but eardrums are protected. Number 14. I was defending my mind from psychic attacks. An assault defendant insisted he wasn't attacking anyone. He was protecting himself from psychic attacks. The victim, he claimed, was stealing thoughts and life energy. The judge noted psychic conflicts require mental health intervention, not fists, and imposed standard assault penalties while politely declining demonstrations. Number 13. I operate in a parallel economy. Charged with fraud, a defendant claimed her financial activity wasn't governed by real-world laws. She operated in a parallel economy. Conventional fraud statutes, she argued, discriminated against alternate financial systems. The judge ruled restitution must be in normal currency, proving even parallel universes can't override earthly economic laws. Number 12. I followed mystical energy trails. A trespasser claimed property lines didn't apply. He was following mystical energy trails to restore his spiritual balance. He argued this was public service, locating positive energy sources. The judge suggested public spaces for spiritual work, imposed fines, and reminded him that energy pathways don't cancel legal property rights. Number 11. The marijuana belonged to my invisible guide. Charged with drug possession, a defendant insisted the marijuana belonged to his invisible Native American spiritual guide. He claimed religious practice protected him. The judge noted religious ceremonies require documentation, invisible advisors can't hold legal responsibility, and the defendant was held accountable. Number 10. I was practicing for a zombie apocalypse. A disorderly conduct defendant claimed her erratic behavior was survival training for an impending zombie apocalypse. The judge recommended training in appropriate facilities and imposed community service, reminding her that apocalypse prep in public still violates the law. Number 9. I was testing magnetic fields. A reckless driver claimed solar storms and electromagnetic interference caused erratic driving. He insisted he was conducting research into space weather effects on cars. The judge suggested leaving such experiments to qualified scientists and imposed restrictions on his license, effectively grounding his solar storm experiments. Number 8. I was fighting corporate oppression. A theft defendant argued she was liberating merchandise as part of a revolutionary movement against capitalist exploitation. She claimed taking items was political action, not crime. The judge ruled political movements must follow legal channels and ordered restitution. Apparently, capitalism doesn't accept freebies. Number 7. I was training to communicate with trees. A defendant caught vandalizing a park claimed he wasn't damaging plants. He was conducting advanced tree communication exercises. According to him, tapping branches and carving symbols was part of an effort to connect with arboreal wisdom. The judge reminded him that trees don't grant legal immunity and imposed fines for property damage, proving that photosynthesis doesn't excuse mischief. Number 6. I was operating a dream interpretation business. A defendant charged with fraud insisted she wasn't committing crime. She offered dream analysis services where customers paid to interpret sleep experiences. The judge noted proper licensing is required for psychological consulting and imposed restitution for unauthorized services. Number 5. I was communicating with aliens. A vandal claimed she wasn't destroying property. She was creating crop circles for interplanetary diplomacy. The judge reminded her alien communication requires space agency approval and imposed restitution, proving cosmic intentions don't supersede earthly law. Number 4. I was testing gravity. A traffic violator argued speed limits didn't apply because he was experimenting with gravitational anomalies. The judge suggested leaving physics to qualified scientists and imposed penalties. Roads, apparently, aren't labs. Number 3. I was exploring parallel universes. Drug possession charges didn't apply, she claimed. The substances were supplements for interdimensional research. The judge emphasized university oversight and real-world jurisdiction, enforcing penalties in this dimension. Number 2. I was providing emergency health care. 2 defendants claimed assaults were emergency medical care, acupuncture and chiropractic. The judge clarified that treatment requires consent and licensing. No matter the emergency, the law applies. Number 1. I was method acting. A defendant faced multiple charges and argued she was researching criminal behavior for a movie role. All illegal acts, she claimed, were part of method acting. The judge ruled method acting doesn't excuse real crimes. Sentencing ensured she gained first-hand criminal justice experience, ironically fulfilling her research. And that's 25 of the dumbest excuses people actually tried in court. From cosmic driving permits to psychic battles and alien diplomacy, these defendants prove that creativity doesn't beat reality. The real crime? Thinking judges, juries, and law enforcement will be impressed by absurdity. Which excuse shocked or amused you the most? Comment below, hit subscribe, and remember, honesty is always the safer option, even if it's boring.